Hey everybody, what's up? This is Sweezy's World. Hey, it could be your world. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Give me a couple more minutes of your time. I greatly appreciate it. This won't take long. It's nothing but love for you guys. I truly mean it. All right. Uh, eh, what I do on this channel, right, is I talk about what I believe. Things that it interests me, and it's somewhere along the line. I hope that they may interest you. I understand that a lot of things I talk about may not interest everybody, but some of the things I talk about may interest you. So just stay tuned. uh, Today, I just want to kind of, this is not necessarily a Bible verse, but Jesus Christ, in his infinite wisdom, gave people here on earth the right to choose, the right to be evil or good, the right to do justice for everybody, to help people. It's a simple right to either be or not to be. I know, a little bit of a cliche there, but it's true. We're given the right to discern if we wish to go down the wrong path or we wish to go down the right path. Free will is what it's called. And God gave us free will. Amen? Okay. All right, look, I'm talking about digital currency in times of AI. And I want to just put that there for just a minute. Okay. What about in a time when everything is digital? I mean, every single thing is digital, and every single thing you buy, even down to a piece of chewing gum, is logged and centered and scanned by bots in a very large computer system that covers the entire planet. And there's a bunch of people who work for this system who, at any given moment, could pick your number and look to see what you bought for the last 6 weeks. And they can anticipate what you may buy for the next 6 weeks. Now, sometimes on one hand, that maybe doesn't seem so bad. But if they set down a bunch of guidelines, okay, say the government, we'll just call it the government, they set down a bunch of guidelines saying that you will buy this or you will buy that and you will stick to this and you won't buy this or nor will you buy that, okay? And you happen to go ahead and say, well, I want my beer. And maybe they say you can't have no beer. Now, they're not saying everybody in the world or everybody in the country can't have beer, but they're saying you can't have no beer for whatever the reason. Doesn't matter what, just whatever the reason. But you say, I'm going to buy this beer. And you make the transaction in order to buy beer, and it goes through, and they let you get it, and you carry it out to your car and all that, and you enjoy it and whatnot. And then all of a sudden you get an email or a text that advises you that you cannot do that ever again, or there'd be consequences. And of course, as humans go, right, we say, well, I'm going to do what I want to do because it's a free country, or maybe it's a free world, even though it's not. But you go ahead and down and say you buy that beer again, okay? And you get it, they let it go through, and you get it, and you go home. And the next thing you know, the next day, or the next business day, the bank calls you and says, all your assets have been frozen. You are penniless. Don't matter how much money you had in your bank account or your checking account, you would be penniless because they put a hold on it, because you bought something that they did not want you to buy. And you would have to question, you'd have to give answers for that. They would call you into their office in a local city, and you'd have to say why you did this, and they would decide whether or not to give you back any of your money at all. That can happen. That's what happens in the dark days. Now, my question is artificial intelligence the pathway of putting the beast number on your wrist or the beast number on your forehead? Will that come about by artificial intelligence? I say yes. In the future, and maybe not that far from now, whenever this full system, the full digital system goes into place where you no longer carry cash money, don't have paper money, you don't have silver money, you're not allowed to have any kind of money like that, monetary value. It's all on a card, a credit card issued by the government so that they keep fully track. If you don't have that card, you're out of luck. So what happens, right? They tell you, you take the mark here or you take the mark there. And if you do take the mark, we'll give you back this card and you have free access to everything, be able to buy whatever you want. You can have that beer, no problem. Buy whatever you want. But you have to take the mark here or here. What do you do? What do you do if you're a family man and have children? Just saying. What do you do if those kids are all of a sudden being hungry because you were a holdout and you knew you shouldn't take the mark, but you hung around and you didn't leave the cities and go join up with other people that are like-minded? Say you didn't do that, which is what you should do when this this stuff happens, unless you're prepared and have 15 years worth of storable food, long-term storable food and water, medicine, and all that. You've got all that squared away. Then you can kind of thumb your nose up a little bit. And you have camping equipment because the odds are they're going to take your house and they'll take your car even if it's paid for. So you won't be able to own or buy anything. You won't be able to transaction anything whatsoever. You won't be able to have a business and sell or buy goods for that business. You won't be able to do anything. You'll be marked against what the going trend would be to follow the Antichrist. So what would you do? Would you take the mark and let your kids, eat and be fed, knowing that you just sold your soul? God says those who take the mark will not enter the kingdom of God. You can't take the mark no matter what. No matter what, you cannot take the mark. But say you do, and then you lose your soul. So say you don't, and you lose everything. But you don't lose everything, because if you're smart for one thing, you've got Jesus Christ on your side. That's a given if you don't take the mark. You may get persecuted, and you probably will be persecuted. They may cut off your head. They may kill everybody. But, it is what it is. But you'll be with Jesus Christ, and everything will be fine afterwards. But say you're smart enough ahead of time in thinking of this, and they're starting the system up, right? And they're starting to give people these marks. And you go, I'm not taking that mark. And you pack up your stuff, and you grab your car that you still have, and you DD out of town. Nice and easy and slow. Don't make don't drive fast, drive the speed limits. Don't be, singled out for anything, and get out of town long before they shut it down. Smart. Find people in the deserts and find people in the mountains and stuff like that who are like-minded, who are not taking it, who are supplied and ready to go. You give them your supplies and put it all in the kitty, and everybody, shares. They're not going to come after you if you're out in the mountains. No, they're not. If you're in the suburbs or the cities, they're coming after you. They are going to shut off all your bank accounts, but I guess my big question still is, will artificial intelligence be what starts it all? Because right now, artificial intelligence is not far from equaling the same brain power as we have in logic and reasoning. This stuff is doubling itself almost every month. And who knows, by the end of the year, this year, before 26, it could outpace the American or the human brain. Not American brain, but well, probably. But you know what I mean. It will outthink us, outact us. It'll know what we're going to do before we know how to do it and what we're going to do. Just saying. It may take longer. It may take a little longer. Maybe it'll go next year before this all happens. The digital money, they've been trying to put digital finances and get rid of paper money for years now. We're at the point where they can do that. They haven't done that. But, there's still laws, I think, keeping that from happening. But all they got to do is just write an order, and it changes everything. And next thing you know, everything's gone digital. And your paper money, they give you so many days, 30 days, to bring all your paper money into the bank and let them digitize and put it in your account. You'll still have the government card, but you won't be able to use it after they start asking for the mark. And if you don't take the mark after a certain amount of time, you lose access to it. The card won't work, or they'll take the card, whatever. So it's food for thought. Is AI, artificial intelligence, the pathway to the mark of the beast? That's my question to you. Me personally, I say yeah. But I want to hear what you have to say. I would appreciate any remarks you put down. I appreciate thumbs up. That'd really be great. And just think, these times are upon us. You know, they are upon us. They're not fully enacted yet, but they are upon us. So we have to think that they're going to reenact or act this out in any given moment, any given time, tomorrow, or next week, or next month, even next year, 5 years. We don't know for sure, but I guarantee you it's probably less than 2 years away. Just saying. Could be sooner, could be longer, but I'm putting a bet. I'm putting a bet down that within 2 years from today, 2 years from today, that this will be enacted. So just, I say, stockpile all you can, food, water supplies, long-term storable food. Keep it so where you can have it to where you can get it mobile, so you can get out of town, if you need to. Or be where you're going to be, where they're not going to find you. Because like I said, if you're high up in the mountains somewhere, and I know somebody's in the mountains somewhere, and I know a couple people in the mountains actually somewhere, and they're probably never going to have to worry about this because they're not going to worry about an individual. Now, they will worry about individual if you're within the suburbs of the cities or in the cities or surrounding close areas. Yeah, then they'll worry about you. If you're in the little small towns around, major cities and stuff, yeah, they're going to worry about you. But if you're out and about in the desert, in the country, they're not going to care because you don't have no access to nothing anyway. So they won't care. So just trust on that. So, all right, then, hey, look, until next time, there's nothing but love for you guys. I really mean it. God bless y'all. Y'all be good, be safe. And until next time, we'll catch you later.